The digital world moves fast, but real growth comes from real conversations. This is e-Coffee with Experts, where marketers and founders share what's actually working in SEO, AI, and digital growth. Grab your coffee and fuel your mind as we chat with top minds about their wins, struggles, and lessons you won't find in a blog post. Brought to you by Digital Web Solutions, we bring real talk to help you grow your business, one episode at a time. Let's get started.
Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show E-Coffee with Experts. This is your host Ranmay here. And today we have Glynis, who is the founder and SEO specialist of Chase Your Dreams Consulting with us. Hey Glynis, how is it going?
Hi, Ranmay. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Lovely. Glynis, before we move any forward, let's get to know the human behind the mic. Why don't you talk us through your journey a bit and also about your agency, what you guys do, what are your core offerings, and we'll take it off from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the founder of Chase Your Dreams Consulting, and we are an online marketing agency specializes in SEO for e-commerce companies, more specifically in fashion, the fashion industry and fashion brands. My background, I come from over 20 years of fashion industry experience. I spent most of my career working in product design, development, and production. And so I have a lot of expertise in helping brands launch, scale, and grow their businesses online, and mainly through our search engine optimization services. So we get you ranking higher, driving more organic traffic, and so you get more sales from your online website.
Great. Yeah. And you have worked with direct brands as well, right? You worked with Reebok and, quite a few national level brands. So, what kind of triggered that decision making to start your own business, your own agency?
Yeah, so like you said, I have experience working for big brands like Monica and Reebok, which I spent a decade prior to having my own clothing design company. That was due to a company restructuring where Reebok got bought out by Adidas. Pretty much our entire office got laid off. And so really left me with no choice. I decided to pursue entrepreneurship at that time. That was sort of in the mid 2000s. And I came across a good opportunity because I was sort of doing a little bit of a side hustle business on the side of designing products. And I decided I'd just step into it full time. And little did I know that that hobby would turn into a business. I was quickly able to scale to 6 figures in the second year. I was going out doing a lot of in-person shows, trade shows, and getting wholesale distribution across Canada and the US. Yeah, it was really nice in that business for over 10 years, and decided, sort of at the maybe 2016, 2017, I really wanted to just change things. After my son was born, I really, really kind of did some soul searching and reevaluated what I wanted to do. But I think entrepreneurship was always on my mind, and I kept at it, but I was just still trying to think who I was going to work with and what kind of business I was going to have. And so I wanted to just learn something new. And so decided to, start learning SEO, something different, right? And so that's when it was probably the end of 2018, 2019, and decided to combine my knowledge, SEO, with my experience in the fashion industry. And I thought, what better way to help businesses to get more online traffic and online sales. So that really is what started it all.
Lovely, lovely. Quite a story, I must say. You have been in the space for the last 20 years now, have been involved in multiple businesses, have scaled it up. In your experience, what are some of the common mistakes you see that fashion entrepreneurs kind of commit while launching their own brands?
Yeah. I would say a common mistake that I see with a lot of fashion entrepreneurs when it comes to launching their own brand is not knowing who their ideal customer is.
Yeah.
And even for businesses that have been around and existing for a while, still sometimes have a little trouble with that because I always ask them as my starting point when I onboard new clients. I ask them, who is your target market, right? Because that affects all the marketing and messaging that goes onto the website, and right. So we need to know that. And some people, they struggle with it and they're like, wow, you know what? I need to think about that. Yeah. So I think, I always say, make sure that you know who your ideal customer is, who is it that you are want to attract. Also, understanding your numbers and your financials, especially when it comes to fashion brands who are designers are typically more creative. And so they kind of shy away or scared with the numbers and don't really want to know and go more with gut feeling, I find, than with real data. And so I say, don't be afraid of the numbers because the numbers don't lie. So always, make sure that you are on top of your financials and understand where your sales are coming from, traffic data, your profit margins, that sort of thing.
Absolutely. And then for the fashion industry, how SEO is different for this particular niche versus others.
How is it different?
Yeah.
Fashion in particular compared to what?
Other industries, yeah.
I mean, it's very competitive.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, you see and hear new brands coming up all the time. So my question is, what makes you different? Why do you need to exist? Why does your product exist in the marketplace? So why do we need another shoe brand, or why do we need another athleisure brand or something? Like what differentiates you? And I think people need to think about that a little bit more deeply, not just about the product and what the product does, because there's so much emphasis and energy spent on making products, right? Yeah. But less so on, what is the problem that the product is trying to solve, right? Because I like to say, you're not trying to sell a product, you're trying to solve a problem. And the better you're able to solve the problem, the better you're able to connect with your audience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And talking about content creation, such as blogging or video marketing for fashion brands to kind of enhance their online presence, how important do you feel content as a technique for fashion brands in particular?
It's very important to think about your content. I mean, besides just for SEO and driving organic search to your website, organic traffic, but I feel like everything is connected to the content aspect, like what is written on your website, your copy, your messaging, your social media, your email marketing, right? Your paid search channels, your organic search channels. It's all of it is connected, I think, and that, should all align in terms of the type of content that you produce. People are like, oh my God, like how much time is this going to take me to write a blog? And is it worthwhile, to put the time into investing in it? And I say it is. Not only does it help with your driving your organic traffic, right? Because long form articles, doesn't necessarily need to be long form blogs anymore, but helpful content, I would say. It helps with organic traffic through the top of funnel, like building awareness level and people discovering your brand on search engines. But you can also take that content and repurpose it for other things, for your other marketing channels, right? For your social media, for your email marketing and all of that stuff. So, I think it's definitely worth the time and investment to create good quality content.
Great. And then give us more about Punch brand and then its successes. We would love to hear more about it.
So Punch Brand was my clothing company that I started back in about 2005, I'd say. That was sort of my hobby business that I just started sort of by fluke on the side as I was working full-time.
6 figures in a second year.
But it didn't happen until I really jumped into a full-time, because I was doing it part-time while I was working, doing everything in the evening and weekends, right? But, after I went into full-time, I just saw this big change because I guess I was able to put more time into it, right? And dedicate more time into it. So that really helped, and having that focus as well. So yeah, I mean, I certainly didn't expect or think of what it would have become and how, the business that it turned out to be when I first started. Like I said, it was really more of a hobby, but I was able to take a lot of the fashion industry experience that I had of creating products, but I had to learn the business side of things very, very quickly. So that was new to me.
Absolutely. I mean, so when you run a show, I mean, from a business standpoint, there's a lot that you need to take care of, right? I mean, while you're skilled at what you do, but support functions like, finances, accounts, I mean, your books, right? And if you have a team, then, people management, HR, hiring, firing as well, right? So all of these things also come into the picture while building a company.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely. And when you first start, it's you that's wearing all the hats and doing everything, right?
Yeah.
And you learn very quickly what you're good at and what you're not good at. And for me, I was doing the bookkeeping and accounting things. And I found, I mean, I'm okay. I can do it, but not something that I enjoy doing. And so that was probably the first hire. I was a bookkeeper and accountant and to take that on. But I think, when you're starting out, to at least try it out and do it for several months so that at least you understand, right? Like it just kind of goes back to understanding your numbers, right? And so I really had an understanding of my business and my numbers, and managing the cash flow too, right? Is a big part of it. Like no one's going to really do that for you. You can ask your accountant and you can get the statements and you can see, but managing the cash flow is another thing. I really had to learn that very quickly. So yeah, lots of things.
Yeah, certainly. And then finally, for the SEO industry, I mean, it has been quite some time that AI was there, just that, we spoke about it a couple of years ago when ChatGPT hit us. A lot of evolution since then, right? Especially in our industry. So what is your take on AI? Where are we heading with all of this?
Yeah, very interesting question, because I feel like things are changing so quickly,
Yeah,
almost on a
true.
daily basis. I mean,
True.
just trying to keep up this whole thing. But for people who are asking about it and maybe concerned about, is SEO still important now in the age of AI? It is. From what I'm hearing, even from all the experts across the board, they are saying, yes, it's important, if not more important than ever before, right? Search engines are not going to go away. People are still going to be searching on Google, Bing, all the other search platforms. Not only are you going to be like, with SEO, you're going to be showing up on search, right? The way it traditionally used to be with pages ranking, but with AI, if your content gets picked up by AI search engines, AI overview, search GPT, then you'll have a better chance of having your page show up on the top, like of AI overviews. You're right at the top, right? So you could potentially show up in multiple places on the page. And if your result shows up on AI overviews, then you are on the top and you also get a link. So links. And apparently, according to some studies, it's saying that, result shows on AI overviews, you have had shown more clicks as well. So that's just another way of generating some more traffic. So absolutely, like I think, using AI, for content generation, I mean, that's a whole other discussion, whether to use it or not, but, why not? It's a tool. It's shown to help with productivity, efficiency, in so many ways. Like there is a lot of benefits to it. However, AI is not generating original content, right? It's taking data, information from the web or it's existing. So really, you are the source, you are the expert of your field, of your industry, right? Speak from that, I think, because, at the end, according to Google's, best practice is that they reward high quality, helpful content that's written by people for people. So if you stick with that, which is the EAT algorithm, it's not really algorithm, but EAT. But if you follow that, according to Google, there you will have a higher chance and likelihood of being able to show up on their search and on AI overviews. And so I wouldn't take content directly. You could use AI to help you generate it, draft, research, that sort of thing, but always add your own perspective and customize it a little bit. But certainly it could help you speed up with a lot of the research time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great, Glynis. Thank you so much for the insights you have shared today. This has been a brilliant session, and I'm sure our audience would have enjoyed it. And yeah, I mean, for audiences, if they want to reach out to you, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go to my website. That's my full name, glynistao.com. I'm on Instagram at Glynis Tao. I'm on LinkedIn. So that's probably the best way to reach me. I'm happy to share my email address. It's hello@glynistao.com. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me.
Lovely. Thank you so much, Glynis, for taking out time to do this with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ranmay, for reaching out. It was really great talking to you today.
Cheers.